guys, I'm back. You have no idea how fast I run. I got my chair and everything. And also here it's a bit windy and it's raining tiny bit. That's why I tied my hair. That's why I tied my hair, guys, because I was running. Um, because I don't know, my dad didn't have anything at his house. He didn't. I was like, I'm going to change. We call this sherba here. That is like the herbs that goes into the mate. And I was like, okay, I need, where do you have like the herbs? Where do you have it? Like, and he was like, oh, I think I didn't, I ran out of it. I have to buy more. And I was like, but I need it now. Oh my. Thank God we live in the same land, like in the same property, but I had to run. I was like, yes, okay, please help me with the chair because I was like, this chair is so comfortable. Like I don't want other, but like I couldn't. I just had to come here. Poor guy. I woke him up of his nap. He was having a nap. This is the reality in Latin America, guys. This is how we live. This is how we live. This is how we live, guys. And yeah, I read that someone said, I believe you said, Hope, that you are about to enter fall. So yeah, Samara, you have no idea how I run. That's why I tied my hair, because I was like running like a crazy person. I was like, okay, I have to get my mate ready, and he didn't have anything in his house, so I had to come here to get mine. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. I'm all sweaty. Hello, Anna. How's Yuta doing these days? Yeah, I'm about to pull cards for him right now. Yeah, I actually was watching the list, and I was like, I need to take a break because we had been reading. I have been reading a while, and I needed to catch a break. Because I'm like, I don't want to share that much, but I'm on my period, so I'm not feeling that well. And I need, I feel like I was cold, and I was like, okay, I need my mate. Yeah, it was like I felt like uncomfortable, like really, I felt uncomfortable. I was like, okay, I hope it doesn't notice, but I feel uncomfortable. It's still super hot in New Mexico, though. Yeah, we are actually the 21st. It's going to be, we're entering spring. So, yeah. Do you recommend me to start reading tarot? But do you want to, Samara? Like, yeah, I guess that if you want to. Yes, about him, and you're reading for him. Yes, Spirit, we're connected. Yeah, if you want to, you can do it. Yes. I mean, I started really young, but, for me it was different because I actually had, Latin America is full of this business of supernatural things, and shamans and all these things that actually you don't need to, go into the religion or the practices of certain things, to read tarot. Actually, you can read it perfectly. Just you have to learn the cards, and for a lot of years I just didn't share it openly with others. I was like, okay, I better read for myself, or I read for my best friend, or I read for my cousin, but I didn't read for others because I was a bit hesitant, what people are going to think about me, maybe they will think that I believe in supernatural things, or that I do voodoo or whatever, because actually that's the mentality in here. people were so, especially old people, were so absolutist, about the tarot, and because, our community is mostly, we are all raised Catholics, so there's a lot of like judgment, there's a lot of judgment, and even though I felt an instantaneous drawn to the deck and to the tarot and to read cards, I always felt this sort of like shame as well. I was like, oh, but is this okay that I'm doing this? A bit fearful, and then when I realized that I actually got very positive readings and that I felt good reading it, I was like, oh, okay, maybe I can help people. That I think that's what you want the most, and I never had like a traumatic experience with a tarot reader. I always like got very favorable tarot readings, but just because I'm someone that as a consumer of tarot, I often go when I feel like I need to know or I need to ask the tarot, and then I go to a tarot reader. It had always happened at very key essential moments in my life, where I went to a tarot reader to ask, and I never went because of I was in a period of doubt, and I met tarot readers when I was in a period of just having fun, and when your life is full of opportunities, and you just and I would be like, oh, they would be like, okay, what do you want to ask about, and I would be like, no, I just want to hear whatever the cards have to say to me. And I never was as specific, I remember going with my friends, and actually my friends being like, oh no, because I want to ask for so and so, how does this person see me? How does this person feel about me? And I would never do that. And I remember once I got a very spontaneous tarot reader from a woman, and she sort of predicted that I would meet my next boyfriend, like I would be, and she would describe him to me, and it was very like, it was crazy how actually accurate she was. But I believe that I asked her about my studies back then, and how I would go in school, and how I would go in my job, and I wasn't asking about love, and all of a sudden a man came in, with all these characteristics, and then eventually I met him, and I was like, wow, but I never had been like those people that, oh, I need to know this and this and this, or I feel bad and I need to come to the tarot because of this. No. And when I feel like I need to know, that's when I refuse the most to pull cards. When I feel like I'm in a very low period, when I'm like, okay, I need to know if I'm doing this correctly, or if this decision is the right one, that's when I refuse to pull cards the most, because I'm like, no, you don't have to rely on the cards. You can do it yourself. You know it. Just as when with the time with using cards, somehow I feel like if I listen to myself more, I will know the answer. Like, I don't need to pull cards for that. It's intuition, I guess, that you don't need the cards that much. You should try. Just keep an open mind. Everybody picks and acts differently. In Buenos Aires, people take naps. I mean, a lot of people here take naps. Yeah, my dad was having a nap, Mariana, when I was like freaking out in his kitchen because I needed yerba to change my mate. And he didn't have it. He didn't have any. Like, I know he has it, but he just answered me like this because he was sleepy, I guess. And maybe I was talking too loud to you guys and I didn't realize. So that's why I came to my house, because I was like, okay, I'm not disturbing you. You are taking a nap. and because here it's very windy and it was raining a bit. Here too, but ironically, people are conservative as they do a lot of black magic, especially on love-related stuff. And that's the people who judge everything slightly non-traditional. Same, Vanessa, not seeking any specific outside information. Yeah. I got a reading that was generally someone pop out really present, and it was crazy accurate. I'm not an expert, but it was like that person was very present, crazy. Yeah, that's what I feel whenever I pull cards in a general way for an idol and I see someone and I'm like, what are you doing here? Like, like and that's why when people ask me about their love life, I'm like, I'm not going to go straight to that aspect. But sometimes people come, people, you can see them, like I can see them, I can spot their energy. And maybe they're asking about, I don't know, career, and I see someone. But yeah, it's amazing how the cards work, really. It's amazing. But it's not that often, so sometimes people maybe romanticize a lot the idol's possibility to be in a relationship or to have a special someone. It's not that they don't date, of course they do, but if that person doesn't come out, it's because maybe they have something with others, but it's not that important. It doesn't mean that they are single. It means that that person is not that important in their life, so it doesn't show up. So it's okay to pull cards for yourself? I wasn't sure. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Yes, of course it's okay. It's just that sometimes, I don't know, I feel like it depends on the mood that I'm in. If I am anxious about something, I cannot read. I will pull the card and I will be just like you guys, just like you when you are like in a pick a card tarot reading on YouTube and you're like, this doesn't resonate at all. Like, this message sounds too generic. Like, this is not what I'm asking for. And actually the card is very specific. The card is like, yeah, this that I'm saying is what you need to hear, like, pay attention. And I just can't. Somehow, sometimes we go to tarot readers because we need someone that can quiet our minds a bit. Maybe when you listen to someone else saying the words, you are like, okay, you got me. I guess I have to do it. You need someone else to tell you what maybe you have seen in the cards, but you just cannot see it. Or if you see it, you are like, really, this is what you're telling me? Like, I don't want to, and you keep pulling cards and you keep clarifying, and it's crazy how the cards are like, and in my case, um, I often just find cards, like I remember my favorite tarot deck, it's the Guild Tarot. And I remember I had like a shelf here in my house, and I had the box, the tarot deck in a box, and in the behind part, like the side, one of the sides of the card of the box, it was the Chariot card. And I remember I will always display it, like just leave it in there because I sometimes use it. And one day I was cleaning my house. I was like, and I remember I got a job offer back then. And I was like, thinking, I got 2 job offers. And I was like, oh, really? Do I want to go into this business again? Like, dealing with people and whatever. And then I was just cleaning, and I lifted my head and I looked and I saw the card, like I saw the box of the deck. And in there was the image of the Chariot. And it was like that moment when I looked at the box and I got the message. The message is the Chariot. And also then, after I started working at this place, I remember once I was like, okay, I need an advice, or I don't know, because I started and I was struggling to adapt, and I wasn't very comfortable, working in the pandemic, with the mask on and in winter and people being sick all around you. Like, I felt like, oh, I shouldn't be here, And I remember I grabbed the tarot deck and I shuffled, and then when I got the card, it was the Chariot. It was a chariot. It was the same image as the one in the back of the box. So it was like, come on, move forward. Move forward. Keep moving. Keep moving. Don't stop. Keep moving. So it's amazing, guys. You just have to see. You just have to see. Oh my God, naps are very important. I love Argentina. Yes, for us it's very important, yes. I didn't ask for it, but that person popped out and everything. The reader, my general reading, because that person was like completely invested in my life. Yeah, definitely. If they appear, it's because it's important. I pull for myself in general way just to learn the cards. I figure what better way to learn. It's like here I am ignoring every man showing up when I read for myself. Now I'm curious about trying it. For some reason, my sister always has people reading for her, like, they say heredity is just fascinating. Yeah, there's just people that get really good cards. Like, and this is something that this is something that, honestly, guys, I have to say, because I definitely think that it has to do with the reader. I don't consider myself like, oh, I am a person of full light and I am full of rainbows and roses, and I'm all positivity and that toxic positivity mentality. I don't believe in those things. If I see something challenging, I will say it. I will definitely, if I see that, if you ask me about something and I get like challenging cards, I will let you know. I don't sugarcoat things. But very often, it happens to me that people get very positive cards. Very positive cards. And sometimes, because I'm a pessimist, because I have my side where, sometimes I'm like, not everything is that perfect. There must be a catch. But actually, I think that I'm amazed at how people have the possibility to do well. And even though it can sound generic, like the message can sound like too good, like, oh really, like I'm going to do well, really, in this place, in this economy. And I pull very prosperous cards. And then the person eventually, like, they go out into their lives and they have a beautiful experience. And they are starting to see their lives with other eyes, and that the prosperity had always been there. So that's when I'm like, like, actually, yeah, like, when I see positive cards, I just say it, like, like, I don't find it suspicious, because I know life is tough. I know people can be awful. I met different kind of people. I know people are like, awful sometimes. But there are moments where I get very positive cards, and I think that it's important to talk about the positive that you see in cards, and don't hide it, and don't try to minimize it, because sometimes you need someone to tell you, we are going to be okay. Actually, this is going to be great. You are going to be happy. You are going to get what you deserve. And it sounds cliche, but the cards are like, tell her, or tell them, or tell him that they are going to do okay. That there's no voodoo, no hidden messages, no one is casting a spell on you, you're not blocked, you're not sick, you are going to be okay. My boss takes lunch, I'm just sleeping in the lunch area of work. It's funny, everyone is chatting and she's literally napping. Yeah. You speak in Spanish? Sí, Viviana. Hablo en español. Soy de Argentina. COVID took away any hope we had for the mankind's future. Yeah, I know. It's just that, because I'm used to, since I'm a therapist, I'm used to sometimes dealing with people telling me their stories, and there's a lot of trauma, there's a lot of wounds, there's a lot of pain. So when you submerge yourself in people's pain, sometimes you recognize the pattern everywhere. Even if someone is not telling you their whole story, you recognize that, oh, this person is suffering really. But sometimes the cards are very wise, and they are like, this that she is feeling right now is not going to last that long. They are going to get out of that state. They are going to do better. So I had actually clients that had very traumatic experience with the tarot, where they went to a reader, and the reader basically said like, oh, your husband is going to cheat on you, you're going to lose your job, you're going to have be involved in an accident. So some people are like, I don't want you to pull cards for me, because I went once to someone that actually they said these awful things to me. And in that sense, you also have to be careful. And when it comes to idols as well, because yeah, idols can have challenges and they can have awful personalities as well, but maybe it's not of our business to be like, oh, it looks like he is a bad person, because, why do you go that negative? He's a singer, or she is a singer. She is, Okay, I stop with the ranting, guys, because I will be here forever. Let's start with the readings. NCT Yuta, because he's my bias, yes, so we are going to read for him. But also because people wanted to know how he's doing. NCT Yuta. Oh my God, Yuta. Oh my God, Yuta. I mean, we start good. We have Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles that Jungwoo pulled, he got it. The Star card. Two of Swords. Three of Swords. Death card. And then from the Oracle, he got the card of Moon in Pisces, Empathy. I mean, the guy literally is a star. Like, literally, when it comes to future projects, he's already maybe working on something else than being in an NCT. He's receiving offers. He's actually like very happy of everything that he had built with his success, individual and with the group. He definitely feels like a star. He has like a higher self-esteem. There's something about him actually feeling very blessed, feeling like finally destiny is putting prosperity to him. He feels very comfortable in this feeling of like almost like feeling like everything I do is perfect. And it's not more about perfection, it's more about him actually feeling like a star. He definitely feels like a star. There's something about him being like, now after all the activities that he had and after all these experiences, he's like, okay, now I feel like, yeah, this is my calling, this is me. But then in the middle, we have the Two of Swords. So definitely there's something about Yuta's energy at this moment that he's in a crossroad. Definitely. He probably has to make a decision, or he has to get to an agreement, or he has to choose. And I think that he's not going to choose yet. I think that he's still caught up in this idea of I don't like it here and I don't like it there. Like, he is he's not feeling 100% like connected. Probably he knows he has to make a decision, but I think this is not the good time to choose it because he's not seeing clearly. It's like for Yuta, there's this sort of adrenaline rush that he's like, oh, look, I made it. I'm a star. I was successful. When I tried this, I was like celebrated, and I was doing well, and maybe the numbers were well. Like he enjoyed this expansion. But definitely he wants to go back to this feeling. And maybe now that he is again back with the group, he feels like this. He feels like, yeah, like I'm doing my job, but mentally I'm not there. Mentally, and probably there's people that are pressuring him to choose. And he's like, no. Because maybe choosing something could mean like a sort of betrayal. And he's like, I'm not a betrayer. Like, I don't do that. But he's considering both sides. Here with the Three of Swords and the Death card. I definitely think that, yes, obviously this is not a good time for Yuta to make decisions because he has been going through something. Here with the Three of Swords, he maybe lost someone, or maybe he's going through a loss. So I think that this is not the time for him to say yes or no to things, to put an end to things. I think that he shouldn't be that absolutist. But definitely he's hurt. And I think that he's very susceptible, like he can cut you, literally. He can like erase you of his life if you somehow are trying to tell him what to do. I think that he's in a particular mood that if you push him too much, he will put an end to things and he will just walk away. There's this strong feeling of him wanting to run away. Like there's something about him wanting to walk away, and he's like holding on really tight to like, don't do that, don't react, don't say anything, but he's like going through something. He's not 100% happy. He's not happy. And he has these very recurrent feelings or desires of being like, what if I just quit? What if I just say like, okay, it's over, bye. But then he would be reacting from this place, from a place of, I feel hurt, but I don't know if he had a discussion or he had an argument with someone that he really trusted, and those people or that person said something to him that I think that he found out about something. Maybe it's a betrayal, maybe someone lying to him, how Scorpio energy, when you hid things from us, or when you don't tell us the truth, or when we find out that you have double intentions, and we consider it betrayal. And we take it to heart, definitely. And it hurts us very deep. So he's like, you better guys do not push it because I'm not feeling nice, I'm not feeling nice. If you keep giving me bad news, I will probably walk away and I will end this. So he's like, it's because he wants a change, he wants a change. I think that no Scorpio wants to be like this, in the middle of the road. Like if he was actually feeling like a champion in here. Something happened definitely that hurt him very much. A sort of betrayal. Maybe he find out something, changes that happens in SM. But he definitely took this personally. And he's like, you better guys do not push me because I'm very close to end this. I'm very close. I think that he sort of is he understands that it comes from a place of hurting. He knows he's reacting like this. Or he's like, I want a new beginning. I don't know how, because I'm feeling annoyed and I want a new beginning. I cannot wait to break up with someone or to have an argument with someone so I can be like, oh yeah, that was the reason why I walked away. But no, there's something else in the background. There's something else. I'm going to clarify this death card. Oh. I'm going to clarify this death card. What is this betrayal about? Three of Pentacles. Teamwork. He felt betrayed in a team. There was a betrayal in the team. Or he felt that there was a betrayal. And it seems like he cannot go back and cooperate just like this, acting like nothing happened. Because some changes were made in this stable dynamic. Something changed and he's not happy about it. Because he had his stability. He had it. He was happy. He felt like family, and all of a sudden... But again, the key word here, the card of the Oracle, is Moon in Pisces, empathy. So definitely these are moments where he has to practice empathy. Definitely. He must practice empathy. He should open his ears a bit more and sort of try to understand the other's point of view. That maybe if he listens to the other's point of view, it wasn't a betrayal, it was more like something that was meant to happen. But he's sort of advised to be more empathic, to not be that absolutist, oh, I'm going to hate you because of you, this happened. And it's like, don't judge the situation. Don't make abrupt changes. Because he's in there. He's very in the fine line of, I'm losing my patience in here. And I cannot wait to introduce change into my life. So, yeah. With empathy, it's like, don't judge too hard. It's not that absolutist. Expand your vision, expand your mind, expand your thoughts. It's not what you think. But yeah, he had been hurt. He was hurt. He felt it like a betrayal. Maybe it has to do with Suntaro. I know that he was close with Shotaro, so maybe it has to do with that. because I pulled the Three of Pentacles. So definitely it has to do with the war, the group's dynamic, how this change. But yeah, maybe, he had always was able to adapt all these years to these people coming and going and all these changes. But all of a sudden, these final stages of this year were too much for him to handle. Too much. It was like, we were doing so well. Why these changes? Why? Why are you changing this? We were doing very well. Okay, I'm going to pull cards for Taemin solo. Okay. We start with Taemin. We start with the Ten of Wands, the Moon card, Knight of Swords, Six of Wands, and the Hierophant. And then from the Oracle, we got the card of Mercury in Scorpio, talking about Scorpio energy, Secrets. I think that there's not much secrets in here, but he got the Moon card also. So there's this feeling of Taemin is very tired. He's very tired. He is exhausted. He is exhausted. And I believe that he's trying to hide it. He's trying to hide that he's very tired. He's very much overwhelmed with a lot of things about this. He definitely here with the Knight of Swords, he's definitely going to do it anyways. But I definitely can see him like having arguments and discussions about this. Like, I told you that, I was busy, or I told you I wasn't feeling my best, and yet you didn't listen to me. And also with the Knight of Swords, like, I think that he's also trying to hide here with the Moon card and the card of Secrets. I think that definitely there's something about Taemin hiding that he's really struggling. Like, he's really struggling, that this is stressful, that he had been, putting all his energy. There's a lot of expectations about Taemin. There's a lot of a lot of things are expected from him. A lot of things are expected from him. And definitely, like, I see him, like, just wanting to be his best version because he doesn't want to disappoint others. But definitely it's tough to be Taemin. It's tough being Taemin because he hasn't stopped. Ever since he came back, he hasn't stopped. And there are some things, in the back of his mind that maybe are worrying him, or maybe he has his issues, and he just doesn't have the time to address them properly. But yeah, with the Knight of Swords in the middle, I think that he is he's a very intelligent guy. He's a warrior, so he will go and do what he has to do. But I think that he's ignoring a lot of things. Like, I think that definitely, I don't know, I think that he should be able to speak up more. Yeah, Shiny has been grinding this year. Key and Taemin coming back so fast after her is crazy. Yeah, and then, I think that he will definitely like had an argument, or he talked about it with the company. He definitely talked about it with them. He told them how he really felt, how worried he sometimes about himself. I think that here with the moon card, there's something that is like hidden. I don't know if it's his medication, if he takes medication, but there's something about him, being like, I when I get stressed, it gets worse, so don't overwork me, because, I'm going to feel bad. But then again, we have the Six of Wands and the Hierophant. So I think that it's going to be successful. Even though it's going to be challenging, yes, it's going to be successful. It's going to be a success for Taemin. Definitely Taemin, I believe that also he could potentially get a recognition by the end of the year, or maybe winning an award or winning something. But there's something about, somehow like, because the company card came in as less. But in this case, it's not that negative. Actually, it's positive, because it shows how beloved, how loved, how considerated, and how they love Taemin. Like, there's something about Taemin being like the ace for them, for the company. And maybe for the industry in general, because when I see the Hierophant, it's more like they see him as this teacher, this role model, like him coming with this comeback, and with all these activities, and him being able to be successful at the end of the day, and just doing everything at once. He's like, guys, he is the role model for others to follow. Like, they are so satisfied with Taemin and his work. And how he endures everything. He's like, he's so victorious that we love him. They definitely love Taemin. Like, the company, I believe that they love Taemin. Taemin is their favorite. Because I think that even though things are challenging for him, he just overcomes that, and he doesn't complain, even though he can have his opinions, which I believe that maybe the way he expresses what his concerns is not that clear. So the company is a bit manipulative in that sense, like, oh yeah, no, we understand that you say that you're tired, but this is great for you. So yeah, there's a lot of manipulation here, obviously. Like, oh yeah, I know you're tired, but you're not that tired. You got this. You can do this. So a bit of gaslighting, a bit much. But yeah, here with secrets, Mercury in Scorpio. Yeah, it's about this, basically. It's about this. It's the moon and the Ten of Wands. Like, we cannot be hiding things behind the curtain, or under the rug. We have to talk about the things that are hidden, the secrets. Like, how do you get these artists to perform all of this and to do amazing and to be everywhere? Like, what is your secret? Tell us your secret. So, this could be, moments where people actually could be a bit concerned, or there could be a rumor or something about him and his mental health, maybe, because people are also worried. They're like, yeah, you done well, but maybe you should, like, considering everything that you went through, maybe you need a break. Yeah, but they will cover it. They will. Here the sun card. Yeah, they will cover it, and it's because of Taemin, because he has this attitude of the child. He's so bright and he's so positive and he's so full of energy that it's hard to judge. Why he keeps working this way. I think that since he is, even though he maybe can talk about his struggles, he always does it with a smile on his face. Maybe For people, it would be like, oh yeah, but he's not suffering that much, just because, sometimes people measure suffering with seeing people bleed, or, have an horrible accident, but, it's not like that. He needs his mind to stop a bit. He needs to take a break. But he is the golden child, he is amazing at being graceful and being also very grateful about the opportunities that he's been given in this period in his life. He's like, help, like work helps me. So I think that it's this sort of like him also knowing that he's tired, but him also not wanting to stop. It's like a personal decision. It's that he feels the need to keep going, to keep being persistent, to keep being hardworking, to keep bringing happiness to people, to keep entertaining people. He feels that responsibility, that weight on his shoulders. And he's like, okay, I have to do it. This is my duty. This is what I do. Hello. Okay, I'm going to pull cards for Jungwoo and Jaehyun for their dynamic. Jungwoo and this Hierophant card, it's amazing. Oh, Jaehyun. And their dynamic. They just get each other. That's all. Okay, from Jungwoo's side, we have the wall card. And the Hierophant. Again, the Hierophant and Jungwoo. And then from Jaehyun's side, we have the Two of Cups and the Six of Wands. A lot of love. I feel victorious when I'm with you. You bring me luck. And then the relationship as an overall, we have Six of Pentacles and Four of Swords. So definitely from Jungwoo's perspective, he admires so much Jaehyun. He admires so much. Actually, he feels a huge respect for Jaehyun. I don't know if Jaehyun is older than Jungwoo, but there's this feeling of him being the authoritative, him being the authority, him being the trendsetter, the one with the wisdom. Maybe he used to listen to a lot of, Jaehyun's advice. So for him, it's like, my life changed, my world changed when I started to follow Jaehyun. There's something about Jungwoo, like, because I see the Pope and everything, and that the Hierophant is like, the teacher. So I see Jungwoo being like this very devoted follower, like kind of like a cult mentality, and being like, I'm going to follow Jaehyun's teachings. I'm going to follow him everywhere. Like for him, I think that there's something about Jungwoo being like, really, my whole world or the view of the world has changed in my association with Jaehyun. I learned a lot. I admire him. I admire the way he thinks, the advices he gives me, or what he says. He sounds like a wise guy. He has the best advice, or he has probably like a mentality or a way of seeing things that for Jungwoo is very liberating. It's like he definitely admires Jaehyun. He's like, I want to be like Jaehyun, like, because Jaehyun just knows. Like, Jaehyun also has this very like different attitude towards fame or towards challenges, maybe, and probably he's very serious about it. He's like, Even though sometimes we see Jaehyun and we see all the members like joke around among each other, and laugh and be like, ha 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 ha, yeah, like you're cute, I'm cute, But it's all for the cameras. But maybe behind the scenes, Jaehyun has some very strong and valid teachings and lessons that for Jungwoo is like he is my teacher. I want to follow him. I want to learn from him because he is stable. He knows what he's talking about. He's very wise. He knows what he's talking about. And he showed me also to open my eyes and my way of seeing things, and also I love it because the Hierophant represents Taurus energy, and I know that Jaehyun is a moon in Taurus. There's something about him being very stable or very secure in himself and not, being the dramatic. And maybe for Jungwoo, that Jungwoo is a Pisces and also his moon is in Scorpio. There's a lot of water, a lot of emotions, a lot of emotionality, emotions sometimes getting out of control. So for him to find someone so open-minded and so serious and so stable and so simple in his mentality as Jaehyun, there's like this. He is at awe, he is like really surprised. He's mesmerized. He's like, wow, I want to follow this guy everywhere. Jaehyun gets Professor Archetype in personality readings often. Yeah, he does give me that vibe. And from the perspective of Jaehyun towards Jungwoo, he got the Two of Cups and the Six of Wands. So definitely for Jaehyun, he really likes Jungwoo. He really likes Jungwoo. He really likes him. He genuinely likes him. It's like, I really like this guy. But I think that it's because of admiration. I definitely think that for Jaehyun, he feels the admiration of Jungwoo, and he feels it as very genuine. So he really feels like a winner. He feels like victorious when he is with Jungwoo. Because maybe Jungwoo congratulates him from the bottom of his heart. Jungwoo really congratulates him. And empathize with Jaehyun, somehow sees Jaehyun for who he is. And since he's so emotional, there's something about him being so willing to connect with him that he's like, he makes me feel good. Like, actually, like, if he says something nice to me, I really think that he's being honest. So, yeah, I like to have someone that really values me or appreciates me. I feel good. I feel good. I feel like this guy makes me feel good. And whenever I'm down, I just have conversations, very deep conversations with Jungwoo. And I feel like he really gets me. He really, we really connect. Like, even though, yeah, we can joke around and we can, be superficial in a lot of things. But at the end of the day, we do connect. And I feel victorious when I'm with him. It makes me feel good in my... in my ego. And then the relationship as an overall, we have the Six of Pentacles and the Four of Swords. So definitely in this connection, there's this strong partiality. There's this strong sense of like, okay, what I give to you is the same amount that you give to me. Like, I get the same I give back to you. So it's a very fair trade, when it comes to these two making this connection work. It's not that one of them is doing more than the other. Actually, I see also, I can see sort of Jaehyun being a bit like, him feeling too good about himself, maybe having a bit of an ego, because it's very evident that there's a lot of admiration coming from Jungwoo. But then I think that eventually with time, he sort of learned that yeah, he does have Jungwoo's admiration, but at the same time that Jungwoo is a very transparent guy, so that he should also put efforts coming from his side to connect with Jungwoo, and not just Jungwoo being the one that, oh yeah, I'm your fan, or I love to hang out with you, so I'm making the effort to come and see you. It's more like, Jaehyun, if you like Jungwoo's company, you also have to put of yourself. You also have to give back, because here with the Four of Swords, there's something about maybe one of them is a bit lazy when it comes to making this connection work. It's like, oh yeah, yeah, I should go and hang out with you. Oh yeah, you asked me, you want me to meet you, but yeah, I'm tired, or I'm just chilling. I don't want to see anyone. Here with the Four of Swords, it's like, I don't want to go out, or I don't want to be disturbed. I'm okay. Just want to lay down. I don't want to, I don't want to go out. I don't want to meet anyone. Sort of being in this very, recluded kind of moment when it's like, I don't think I want to go out, but here it's like, you need to invest in this connection. If you really think that he's a good friend, like, you need to put the effort as well. Because this connection is all about a fair treatment, where both parties benefit of each other. It's not always one that is showing all the attention and one that is making all the, the efforts to see you, to be there with you, to celebrate with you, and you're the one that is just laying down in there and being like, oh yeah, thank you, thank you. Like, he needs to move a little bit more. Not take this, the other person's love and attention for granted, Okay, I'm going to pull cards for Dio solo. I don't know why now that I'm on my period, like these idols being all emotional just gets on my feelings. Like, I wonder why they can't just like enjoy. like there's this, because the cards are like, if you want to know about comeback, yeah, there's going to be the effort, there's going to be a good result, there's going to be a lot of like recognition, but then on the inside, the idols are not doing very well. Like, there's this bittersweet feeling of like, But I guess that's human nature. That's how we all feel sometimes. We start with the Page of Pentacles, the Star, Five of Cups, Knight of Swords, Page of Swords. And then from the Oracle, he got the card of Moon in Aquarius, Independence. Yeah, maybe that's why. We just had Pisces supermoon. That's probably why. Yeah. Could this guy also be convinced by the others to become independent from the company? There's something about him been thinking a lot, and I see people like, because, well, we start with the Page of Pentacles, and the star card. So yeah, there's like, the resources, the hard work is there, the rehearsals, everything is there. He's definitely a star in his own right. Individually, he's going to do okay. He's like studying a lot, he's reviewing a lot his work. But yeah, there's something about his solo, him being represented by this Page of Pentacles. Like he's a star, but there's something missing. There's something missing. I don't know if it's not that he's not that recognized. Like, because he definitely followed by the star. There's this star quality. But when you have the Page of Pentacles, it's like you are just a page. Like you are good, but you are not the greatest of them all. So there's something about him like putting a lot of pressure on himself to be better. But it seems like there's no advances. Like it's mostly is like him doing the same that he always does. Maybe the style of the songs are like very similar to what he had done before, because I definitely see him working. But there's something about this comeback that probably is in the way of something that he really wants. Whether this is personal time or just concentrating on something that he wants to do. This guy it seems like he wins on the one side, but then he loses on the other side. There's this feeling of loss, of, yeah, this is great, but, I'm not that happy. I'm not that happy. And actually, to do this, I lost other opportunities, so now I'm feeling guilty. Does he have haters? Because here with these two, I'm like, who is coming for him? Like, definitely there's a huge hater potential in here. Like, someone that is on the internet, definitely. I don't know if he could have like a sort of a scandal or something like that, but there's someone like coming for him. Why is there so much aggressive people? But aggressive verbally. Verbally is the thing. Could it be the fans as well? The fans being like, oh, we wanted more out of you? I don't know, he feels very misunderstood. And very lonely. Here with the Page of Swords, it could be a female as well. It could be a female. It could be a female sort of requesting something out of him. Like, you don't have time for me, you don't do things for me, you don't... He had been a bit apathic lately, like a bit hurt emotionally, like... It's like, leave me alone, don't bother me. Yeah, there's a woman. There's a woman. I tried to clarify the Page of Swords and I got this. There's a woman that is like, why don't you pay attention to me? Like, I want to see you, I want to hang out, I want to have fun, and you are no fun. He's not a fun guy, he's not a fun guy. Yeah, I mean, in this period of his life, he's not like in a happy, joyful mood. I actually get vibes of him being very, very pessimistic, like just like the typical Capricorn, you know, just heavy, heavy, heavy on the criticism, heavy on this. That, oh yeah, like yeah, I done this, but I'm not fully satisfied, and I have this, but I'm not paying attention to this. I'm paying attention to this that went wrong, you know, like. But yeah, here with the card from the Oracle, Moon in Aquarius, independence. Yeah, I guess it does make sense why he has all these swords. Maybe he's just not that emotional. This guy is not that emotional. I don't think he will ever be this emotional. And he wants to do more things by himself. Maybe, I don't know if maybe this album or this comeback or this thing is not what he wanted to do. Maybe he wanted to do more acting instead of more singing. I don't know. But there's something about him wanting independence. Him wanting independence. Maybe he's thinking about it. He's thinking like, you know, maybe I should stop worrying a bit much about myself. But definitely there's something about him being different. Yes, he has haters. His whole personality changed after debut due to all the... Suho mentioned in EXO Ladder 3 that he liked how Dio was returning to the guy he was during debut. Yeah, like... This guy's in constant... It's not pain, but he regrets a lot of things. And he cannot focus on the good things because he's always thinking about the things that he lost. So I wonder, does this guy have a sort of like problem to communicate his emotions? There's something about him not... He doesn't feel. Like he can smile and everything, but he just doesn't... This is why he feels this void inside of him, because he tries to be like everyone else, but he cannot. And I think that here with the independence, there's this feel of I need to liberate myself from what others want me to be. I cannot pretend that I'm happy when I'm not, or pretend that I'm laughing when I don't find it funny. You know, like I need independence. He does give me a lot of Aquarius vibe, but Aquarius, the whole way of Aquarius, even. And this is not, when I say Aquarius, I don't think Aquarius enough. Like, I think that is the whole stellium in Aquarius. He's just weird. And not weird bad, just he's unusual. He doesn't process his emotions like people normally do. And he has his moments where he probably is not paying attention. So he's like, you know, I want to break free from this image that I have to portray, that I am this sweet little guy inside, and I just pretend that I'm serious on the outside, when inside I'm so sweet. And he's like, no, you know, on the inside I'm the same as the outside. Like, There's no, I'm like this. Why can't you people accept me for who I am? I am this. I just don't know how can I like block, like fully block. Like there's always this person. Always. I even remember the username. They're always. I put you guys as moderators, so if you see, yeah, they're always in there. It's awful. I guess it's the time of day. Yeah, it is. Yeah, and I remember, and I believe I blocked it from the page, but. But yeah, guys, Dio Solo is going to do great. He's going to do okay. It's not, oh, it's going to do great. It's going to do okay, but well. Then I'm going to move on to Xdinary. Oh, actually, I mean, I say it extraordinary heroes, but Xdinary, if this is the pronunciation. I'm sorry if I'm not. Let's pull cards for them, and then I'm going to go, guys, because, you know, I have to keep going with my life, like, but yeah. Okay, for these guys. Yeah, we start with the Seven of Swords for extraordinary heroes. Seven of Swords, Six of Swords, Four of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, and Ten of Swords. Like, who is hurting their pride and their value? Mercury in Taurus, Resistance. You said it right the first time. Is it extraordinary or exdinary? I say it like extraordinary, but well. Yeah, I think that the guys, like, are they okay? Because I see them like sort of sneaking, like hiding in the shadows, maybe a bit of traveling as well. Like there's a lot of movement, but there's also a feeling of like them, it's not running away, but it's like they are not that visible. like they are, I don't know if they are put in activities where they have to, they are present but then they disappear, or they have to go, or it's just something very instantaneous. Extraordinary. Okay. So there's this feeling of like them continuously like appearing and disappearing, appearing and disappearing. And with the Four of Pentacles, the poor guys are holding on really tight to the potential of King coming back. I think that they are very stubborn. They are very also like okay, no one is moving us from here. We are the best. We have the potential. They definitely believe in themselves a lot. But then we have the Ten of Swords. So there's this. Do they get criticism a lot? But I don't think that this comes from the fans or the audience. I think it comes from the people that manages them, that they are just too harsh on the guys. That it hurts their self-esteem. It hurts their potential. It hurts their willpower to keep working, to keep producing, to keep showing their talents. There's something about them wanting to, like they even fight in their own company or their own like managers, like we want to be seen. We want people to hear from us. We want to get more exposure. And there's something about like, no, because you're not good enough, because you didn't do well here, you didn't do well in there, so there's like all the things they said to them that it's a bit annoying, actually. I honestly haven't seen them since their debut. Is because they the new day 6. Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's like, like this need to prove themselves. And I believe they're going to hang on in there. They're going to, keep resisting in there like this. If you see the Four of Pentacles, very stubborn energy, and also here with this Mercury in Taurus resistance, they will maintain their position. They will remain in there. They probably will continue working, or will try to promote themselves, or to maybe show themselves, or maybe not all the members, but some members trying to communicate more, trying to do more, to be seen more, to get more recognition, more. But I think that even like the company is their own. They are in the dungeon, definitely. Yeah, they have potential. They have potential, but they are pushed away. They are put in the darkness. But they can make actually a comeback soon. I don't know if someone said that it's going to be a comeback, because they are holding on. Yeah. Could it be that people don't like them? Could it be that people are forgetting about them, or that there's, because I see them most like them actually like persisting, being like, yo, we are not going anywhere. We are still here. We are still here. Like, please listen to us. But it's tough. It's tough. They're holding on in there. They're in there. They are. But I don't know. People just, or they don't appreciate them very much, but yeah, they're going to keep going. Maybe you're going to hear from them soon. But it's tough being them. It's tough being them. Their energy is blocked. Like they, and I don't think that it's about, maybe the feedback that they give them, that it's hard to stay like proud of yourself when people are like, oh yeah, but you are not as good as, or they compare you all the time. It sort of reminds me when you have parents that their favoritism of some people, it shows too much, and you get heartbroken because of that. Their music is not really mainstream pop. They are very talented, but as band, they are very, very overlooked. Yeah, it's like the guys are like trying to swim, among all the distractions, and they're like, "Hello, here we are. We are talented. Please listen to us." And just being blocked, like just being like, um, it's so sad. But yeah, they will probably come back because they have the card of resistance. So they have the the 4 of Pentacles in the middle. So they're not moving from there, guys. So you're going to see them. Don't worry, don't worry. But yeah, it's going to be a bit like shaky. Yeah, you see them and then they disappear and they come back again. But yeah, probably there's something about maybe the audience don't like what they do, or they just are like, oh yeah, they're cool, but they don't have like the willpower enough to support them, or the people that supported them actually they left the fandom or something like that. Like, okay, guys, this was all for today. I'm sorry that I had to cut the live and a lot of like intermissions, but yeah, today was a special because I'm on my period, so I was like very uncomfortable at first. Now I'm better because I don't feel cold anymore. But yeah, I think I need to rest a bit because how we women have these instances in our monthly things that yeah, it's tough to to remain. But yeah, I do have your recommendations, readings for the Virgo idols. Next week we're going to have Hyunjae, God7 Mark, Red Velvet Joy, Nayeon, Infinite Sungyeong, and yeah, then I'm going to read for Key. But for Key, I'm going to wait until the end of September, sort of waiting, maybe the day of his birthday, actually. I'm going to read for him since he is in the middle of Virgo and Libra. And also I want to see how he's doing in his comeback, and I want to enjoy that as well. But yeah, guys, if you have more recommendations for the Virgo idols or other readings that you want, check out the community post section, that in there you can leave in the comments your recommendations so I can see it, and in base of this I do the list, because then if it's on a live sometimes I forget. Okay, thank you guys for being here. See you soon. At least Jungwoo made me smile. Yeah, Jungwoo is we love Jungwoo here. We love him. He's amazing. He's amazing. He's an angel. I love him. I love him so. Thank you guys. Have a great week.